Did you see the Snyder Cut? Tell me you saw the Snyder Cut. Tell me you saw it, I swear. Swear to me. Swear to me that you saw the Snyder.
Hey guys. It's me. Not Mario. It's a me, Mario. It's your boy Lazy Ass Samurai. Welcome back, and if you're new, welcome to the channel. So don't come at me, or try not to come at me for that intro starring my partner in crime. You know, Bat Bear, we go way back. I realize that I'm going to be putting out 3 videos on the Snyder Cut, and I guess I can't really start off with the same intro for each video. So I'm trying things out. Just try to bear with me, get it? Because it's a teddy bear and yeah. Okay, so Snyder Cut. I've seen it 3 times over now. One of the 3 times I watched it right after watching the Whedon Cut, and I'm here to give my first impressions of it. This isn't going to be a comparison video because that video is actually going to be the next one that I post, which is like my top 5 differences between the two that I personally like or enjoy. But this is just an initial first impression, right? After seeing the film, sitting on it, letting it marinate, see the internet chant "Restore the Snyderverse" in beautiful harmony. I mean, this movie's 4 or 5 years. We've been asking for it since the Whedon Cut came out in 2017. It's 2021. So 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, about 5 years now, if my math isn't correct. I'm not really good at math. I'm not really bright. We've been waiting. We've been waiting for this one. And the fact that we've waited so long, I feel like, makes it all the more satisfying. So similar to my previous video, I have a little bit of a script with some talking points. So let me just give my background on Justice League in general. So I'll also do a separate video discussing my love for this specific character. But what got me into the Justice League is just, when I was on, my first favorite superhero was Ben 10. Moving on from there, we jumped into Green Lantern, and then Batman, and then it exposed me to the Justice League. I love the Justice League. I watched Justice League Doom, the animated film. I read the New 52 comics. I watched the animated series, Justice League Unlimited. And just Justice League as a group is just so dope. Because you've got all these dope characters coming together, uniting as a team. Very much akin to the Avengers. If anything, the exact same thing as the Avengers. DC's Avengers are the Justice League. And it's dope. It's great. And it's awesome. So you can imagine that, you know, the DCEU is off to a rocky start. By this point in time, we've seen Man of Steel, where Superman straight up murders Zod, and Batman v Superman, where Batman straight up murders people. You know, we hear Justice League's coming out, and it's dope because we've already seen Wonder Woman, and we've seen Cyborg, Flash, and Aquaman teased at the end of BVS. So you can imagine the hype factor was through the roof. Then circumstances happened during the film's conception. Rest in peace, Autumn. And Zack Snyder had to step down from the film. Joss Whedon moseys himself on over from MCU, from Marvel Studios, and he's like, hey, give me the loot, pass me the rock, I got this. But he didn't get it. He did not have it. From Zack Snyder's original 4-hour cut, a 2-hour cut of Justice League came out where there were reshoots and oversaturation and CGI mustaches. Because when you think of Superman, you think of a CGI mustache due to a contractual obligation for a completely different film that had nothing to do with DC. Yes, for the reshoots or for the newer scenes in the theatrical release of Batman, or not Batman v Superman, theatrical release of Justice League had Henry Cavill with a CGI face, and it looked really weird and uncanny because he had a mustache during the time of filming, which he had to contractually keep on his face for Mission Impossible Fallout. Man looked handsome in the mustache, not in the Justice League. So, with that being said, this is just going to be a brief first impressions video, because like I said, I'll get more in depth in the following videos I'm doing out of this little Snyder Cut / verse trilogy sort of deal. But my first impressions, the runtime was great. It's kind of like Endgame, where it's a 3-hour movie, but you sit through it and it doesn't feel like 3 hours. That's how I felt with Justice League, because everything, the pacing, everything kind of made sense, you know? And every time you felt like something was getting slow or dragging on, you're kind of sitting there like, is this movie going somewhere? And then it goes somewhere. So I feel like the pacing was pretty solid for this. I'm not gonna sit here and say that, oh my god, Zack Snyder's Justice League is like the best superhero film I've seen my whole life. No, I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Because even though I'm such a big fan of comic books in general, and the Justice League in general, DC Comics in general, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, it's the best thing since sliced bread. Endgame can't hold a candle to it. No, because there's a difference. Like, you can't compare the sort of culmination of 10 years of films, right, to something that came out not too far down the road in terms of like the story. Like, we built up to Endgame. Like, you start and see Iron Man in his arc, Thor, Cap, everyone leading up to this moment. Even characters who were introduced 2 to 3 years before Endgame came out, you saw this all come together. And then there's Justice League. DCU's been a bit rocky. It was great, but it's not the same kind of vibe. But it still hits. I mean, due to COVID, we literally didn't get anything from the MCU last year. No movie. Everything was pushed back until WandaVision this year, and that's why it felt so good to watch. So in the same vein, we didn't get anything of this scale until the Snyder Cut came out, and it was great. It was awesome. It was a superhero movie. That's what I can say. One that's significantly better than Joss Whedon. It's not. I'm not here to like dismiss what Whedon did. I mean, the man stepped on and did what he did and what he could in the time period. But Zack Snyder's true vision, aspect ratio, timing, pacing, acting, all of that was significantly better. And like I said, I'm going to be touching on these points in my next video, where I talk about the 5 biggest changes that that hit different to me. So similar to like my Duel of the Fates script that never came to be, it'll be like that, where I just touch on things, more of a list video. But those are my overall impressions about it in general, because being a Justice League fan, being a comic fan, you know, there are things that stood out watching this, where I'm just kind of like, this doesn't feel like Justice League. I mean, Whedon was oversaturated and tonally inconsistent. And I will say that, just in general, not just as a comic fan, but just watching the movie seemed like it was going through an identity crisis. For the Snyder Cut, it knows what it wants to be, and it succeeds at doing that. And it's phenomenal, and I will go back and watch it again and again, seeing what could have been, which we will also speak on this channel. So, with that being said, those were my initial impressions. I wanted to cut this video kind of short, make it a bit brief, because I do have more in store for bars for the Snyder Cut and talking more about it. So, me and Bat Bear would like to remind you all to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and to stay safe, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay lazy. And I'll catch you guys next time.